We all want to be space pirates.
Hey folks, welcome back to the Cincinnati Razorback Room. Beautiful downtown Siloam Springs, Arkansas. It's a really scorching July day out there, and you can see I'm sporting my 1919 World Champion Cincinnati Reds hats today. And what we're going to do today in Star Power Baseball, hashtag Kevin Nash, in Star Power Baseball is something I know every one of you want to do, but you don't want to talk about it, okay? Y'all want to do what I'm going to do today, but you don't want to talk about it. Well, yesterday I printed off and cut out the expansion era set, almost 500 cards, and sorted them out into positions by points so that I can file them away and put them with my other cards. But before I put them away, I decided I was going to do a game that every one of you want to do, but you don't want to talk about it. What is it called? Well, I call it Heroes versus Zeros. And so in this game that I'm going to put on the board today, I have one team that is the cheapest players in the whole set. Their entire 18-man roster is a total of 1 point. I tried to make it 0, but in that set I don't have a 0-point shortstop. So I got the cheapest guys that I could get, and the only one that cost any points was the shortstop, and that's going to be Zolio Versalis. Other than that, the team is a 0-point team. But hey, they're not that bad. I mean, they've got all-stars on the team. Zolio Versalis is going to lead off. Albee Pearson will hit second. Lou Piniella will hit third. Joe Rudy will hit fourth. Ron Swoboda will hit fifth. Jim Spencer, sixth. Kurt Bavacqua, seventh. Ken Boswell, eighth. And Don Pavletic will catch. Pitching for them to start is going to be Dick Ellsworth. And so that's a 0-point team except for the shortstop, and it's 1 point on the shortstop for Zolio Versalis. Now, they're going to play against the Heroes, okay? And what I did here was I took the most expensive players at each position and put them on a team. Their team total is 167 points just for the starting lineup, okay? So we have a 167-point team going against a 1-point team. Now, I don't know what's going to happen. Don't really care what's going to happen. I just want to play this to a 9-inning conclusion and see what does happen. I mean, we're playing the extremes. Okay, you want to hear the lineup for the Heroes? Their pitcher is going to be Bird is the word. Mark the Bird Fidrich, with a bullpen with Drysdale, Koufax, Gibson, Seaver, Gary Peters, among others in the bullpen. So they're solid. I mean, Fidrich gets in any kind of trouble at all, Koufax is coming in. And then Gibson, and then Seaver. Okay, so it's a heck of a set. I mean, if you want the set, it's awesome. Their lineup's going to be second base, Pete Rose will lead off. Willie Mays will hit second. Hank Aaron third. Sadahara O will hit cleanup. Frank Robinson fifth. Harmon Killebrew sixth. Dick Allen seventh. Ernie Banks eighth. And Johnny Bench will hit in the 9-hole. Yeah, I said it. Johnny Bench is going to hit 9th for this team. Well, it was either him or Banks, you know, and I figured the catcher needs a break here and there because he's going to be there. What a game this should be. I don't know how it's going to come out. Don't really care, just want to do it. And I know all of you've wanted to do it. So now you get to watch Star Power Baseball, hashtag Kevin Nash, Star Power Baseball, Heroes versus Zeros. All right, here we go. First thing we're going to do, we're going to leave the injury chart out of this, and we're just going to go with pitcher and hitter, and let's start playing the game. Fidrich, Pitching to Zolio Versales. Gets a B. Top of the first is underway. There's Versales, and he hits a double. Fidrich will make him respin. Versales' second spin is a pop-up in the infield. 14, 1 away. Albee Pearson is up, batting second, and here we go. Pearson gets a home run minus from the bird. Bird is the word. Albee gets a walk. They're going to let that go. Albee is a 1-2. A 1-2. He's on right there. And that brings a pip off of him. Down to 9. That brings up Lou Piniella, Sweet Lou. Hold the runner on. Here's Lou with a walk minus. Lou spins an 8 fly ball. That's 2 outs. And that brings up the cleanup hitter, Joe Rudy. And they will do a full count hit and run. Anything but batter misses pitch and we're good. P spin the pitcher. Joe Rudy. Fidrich spins a walk minus. Rudy spins a strikeout. In the inning, no runs, no hits. A runner left on base with the walk. At the end of a half, it's nothing. And the rich guys, the heroes, coming to bat. Okay, here comes the leadoff batter, Pete Rose. Pete gets an HR minus. Let's double check that. Yeah, right in the center of it. HR minus from Ellsworth. Rose, the leadoff hitter, spins a walk. By the way, Ellsworth has no respins. Fidrich has 2 left. Rose is a 2-2 base runner. We take this down to 5 pips. And we bring up Willie Mays. Ellsworth rocks and kicks, fires a B. Willie Mays spins a strikeout. 1 down. Brings up Henry Aaron. Ellsworth to Aaron. A B. Aaron spins a 13. The single goes to center. They'll hold at second base. We have runners at first and second with 1 out. Aaron is a 35 base runner. And that brings up Sadahara. Oh, by the way, he's now down to 4 pips. O from Ellsworth, an F fly ball. O has 2 respins. He elects not to use one here. They'll take the fly out for the second out. That brings up Frank Robinson. Ellsworth pitches to Robbie and gets a GF line. It doesn't matter. They're both outs. Robinson opts not to do takes the fly ball for the 3rd out. No runs, a hit, 2 runners left. At the end of 1 complete, the score is no score, 0-0. The Zeros are going to get up a pitcher in the bullpen out of their many, many pitchers that they brought, and they're going to get up a pitcher named Jim Mudcat Grant. They're going to get Mudcat Grant up in the bullpen. Ron Swoboda is the hitter off Bird. The Bird spins a W minus. He spun that 3 in a row now. Here comes Swoboda. An infield pop-up. 1 down. Let's get Fidrich's spinners a little bit torqued right there. No spin, let's just see what happened. Okay, we're there. Brings up Jim Spencer and gets a B from Fidrich. Spencer spins a strikeout. 2 outs. Second strikeout for the bird. Bavacqua. Fidrich spins. And that is a beat from Bavacqua spinning. And he spins a 9. That's a walk. And the bird says, nah, we'll take that away from you, Kurt. Spin it over. And he spins a 9 also again. So wasted a respin on a walk. Down to 2 respins. Bavacqua is a 1-0 on first base. And that brings up Ken Boswell. The activity is going to start in the bullpen for the Heroes. They're going to get up a pitcher. They're going to get up Jim Palmer. Okay, here we go. Fidrich pitches to Boswell. A B to Boswell. Runner on first, 2 outs. Boswell spins. A 13. They're going to take that away from him. Respin it. That's the last respin for the bird. And he gets a middle ground ball. That is the 3rd out in the inning. The middle infielders for the Heroes are Pete Rose at 32 and Ernie Banks at 53. So they don't have to worry about grounders up the middle. Whereas on the other hand, our boys on the other side have Boswell, who's a 1-1, and they'll have to worry if the ball does go to second base. All right, we are in the bottom of the 2nd inning. Now batting the DH, Harmon Killebrew. Ellsworth spins, a B to Killer. Harmon Killebrew spins, a walk. Second walk given up by Ellsworth. Killebrew is a 0-1. That's 3 pips left on Dick. And here we go. Now batting Dick Allen. Ellsworth spins to Allen, a G. They'll let that ride. The grounder is hit to third baseman. The third baseman for them is Kurt Bavacqua. He's a 1. So the ground ball now the outer circle. It says R4. He's an R2. They will take that force out at second. So Dick Allen will stay at first base on a fielder's choice. Changing places with with Harmon Killebrew. That brings up Ernie Banks. Ellsworth spins. A fly ball. Boy, he's gotten that good fly ball going. That's 2 away, and that brings up Johnny Bench. Ellsworth spins and spins a ground out for the 3rd out of the inning. No runs, no hits, 1 runner left on base. At the end of 2, there's no score. We're going to juice a little bit on there. Ellsworth staying in. That brings up the catcher. And Bird right now has 8 pips left. They're going to take Bird out of the game after 2 innings. And they're going to bring in another pitcher. They're going to bring in Jim Palmer. Palmer is a 7 with 3 respins. That gives him 10 pips. 3 respins. Palmer is the pitcher. Pitching to Don Pavletic. I just wanted to spin it. There you go. Palmer spins a ground out. 1 away. That brings up the leadoff hitter, Zolio Versalis. An H- to Versalis. Versalis spins. A walk. Palmer will use a respin, making Versalis respin the walk. And he spins a 2 ground ball. For the 2nd out in the inning, that brings up Albee Pearson. Palmer spins an H- to Albee Pearson. Albee spins and gets a walk. They're going to let that go. That's Albee's 2nd walk of the game. 3rd walk given up by the Heroes. Albee is a 34. That brings up Lou Piniella. They're again with 2 outs. They're going to use the hit and run card. Anything but batter misses pitch is fine. F means just with 2 outs and full count, you spin the pitcher. Palmer spins, a hit minus. Piniella spins, a strikeout. And that's the 3rd out in the inning. No runs, no hits, a runner left on base. At the end of 2.5, there's still no score. Ellsworth is cruising right along, having not given up a run yet to this big nasty team out here. So they're going to let Ellsworth stay in the game. But they're going to get another pitcher up in the bullpen just in case. They're going to get up Billy Mccool. So they got a righty, Mudcat Grant, and a lefty, Billy Mccool, warming up in the bullpen. That brings up the top of the order and the top of the 3rd, Pete Rose. From Ellsworth, Ellsworth spins a B. Pete spins a 4. It's not quite on the line. I don't know how good that's showing up on the overhead shot, but it's not quite on the line. It is on the 4. That's 1 out. That brings up Willie Mays. Mays spins. Ellsworth gives him a B. Here comes Say Hey. What's he do? He hits a fly ball. 2 down. Brings up Hank Aaron. Ellsworth spins. A B to Henry Aaron. Aaron spins. A 7-2 line. A 7-2 line for Aaron. Aaron's a righty. Ellsworth is a lefty. They're going to take the single. Aaron is 2 for 2. Puts him down to 2 pips. Aaron is a 35. At first. That brings up Satahara O from Ellsworth. Here he goes. Ellsworth spins a B. Satahara O. Flew out last time. This time up, he strikes out. We're through 3. No runs, no hits. A runner left on, or no runs, 1 hit. A runner left on base. No score after 3 innings of play. Palmer has 2 respins left. We're going into the 4th. And the Heroes are going to warm up another pitcher. They're going to warm up Tom Terrific, Tom Seaver. All right, Palmer is pitching to Joe Rudy. Palmer winds up, kicks, throws, and hits a B. Spin the batter. Rudy spins. A single. Palmer makes him respin that using his 2nd respin. Rudy spins and gets a 12. That's a ground out. 1 away. That brings up Ron Swoboda. Swoboda from Palmer gets a B. Palmer gives him a B. Swoboda spins a single. Palmer says respin that. Swoboda respins. That's Palmer's last respin. And he spins a 12. Kind of a trend going here. Okay, that was 6 spins. Seaver needs 2 to get warm. Here's Palmer to Jim Spencer. And that's a ground out for the 3rd out in the inning. No runs, no hits, nobody left on base. At the end of 3.5, still no score. Ellsworth is having a really good ball game, and they're leaving him in. They're leaving him in to pitch to Frank Robinson. Frankie gets a B to spin to Ellsworth. Robinson leads off and gets an 8-10 line. An 8-10 line, it doesn't matter. Ellsworth will take the strikeouts. That's 1 out. Harmon Killebrew. Killebrew walked last time and was forced on a fielder's choice. Let's see what he gets this time. Killebrew gets an 8 for the second out in the inning. No out, 2 outs. Richie Dick Allen. Dick Allen now gets a B. Barely in, but a B nonetheless. Allen spins, a single. Allen is now 1 for 2. That's the third hit for the Heroes, all singles. Allen's a 34. He's down to 1 pip left. That brings up Ernie Banks. They won't hit and run this time. Ellsworth. He spins a, boy, that's tight. I'm looking at it real close. I'm looking at it really, really close on there. And I'm going to say B. It's tight. It's not quite on the line. It's a little more towards the B. Ernie Banks spins, a strikeout. For the third out. After 4, no runs, a runner left on base, no score after 4 innings of play. We go to the top of the 5th inning, and that's going to be all for Jim Palmer. He gets his 2 innings of work in. He's done. That's going to bring in Tom Seaver. Seaver is a S8 plus 3, so that means he gets 11 pips and 3 respins. That brings up Kurt Bavakwa. Kurt Bavakwa from Tom Seaver. Seaver's opening spin is a G, ground out, 1 down. Ken Boswell. A B from Seaver. Boswell spins, a strikeout. That's second out of the inning. That brings up Don Pavletic. You get a B from Seaver. Pavletic strikes out for the 3rd out. So Tom comes in and controls it pretty well here in the 5th inning. We're now in the bottom of the 5th, and we got Johnny Bench. Well, so far pretty uneventful. Not a whole lot of stuff happening yet, and I don't know, man. I'm enjoying it. All right, back to the action here. We got Johnny Bench coming up from Dick Ellsworth. They're leaving him in the 5th. Ellsworth's pitching a very, very good game so far, not giving anything. There's Bench. Strikes out. Strikeout number 5 for Dick Ellsworth. That brings up Pete Rose. Pete's up. He gets a B from Ellsworth. Pete spins. A single. Runner on first. 4th hit for the Heroes. Pete's a 22. That's the last pip over here from Ellsworth. He is now tired. Okay. But I'll tell you, they're going to leave him in. They're going to let him try to get out of this jam, get through the 5th. He's pitching to Willie Mays, and he gets a B to Willie. He spins, Willie spins, a single. That's a pulled single to this side over here. It's to center field. The center fielder is Albee Pearson's a 1-2. They have to spin that. They're spinning it, and they get an S5. He is not an S5. He's an S2, so he holds right there. And we have runners on first and second with 1 out. Willie Mays is a 45. Willie Mays is a 45. With 1 out, that brings up Hammer and Hank. Ellsworth spins and gets a B. Henry Aaron's up. Aaron spins, a 14. Aaron's going to use one of his 2 respins. Spinning right now. Aaron spins a fly ball. That's an 8 for the second out. Brings up Strat-o-Matic. Dick Ellsworth spins. A B to Strat-o-Matic. Push the card up in there. You ready, Strat-o-Matic? Here he goes. And we have a 9-1 line. It's a 9-1 line, okay? Ellsworth's going to take the walk. The Heroes team is going to challenge the call on the field. The new rule, instead of rolling dice to challenge the call, it's a 1-9 line. The new rule to challenge the call is spin the injury disc. This is the Heroes spinning the injury card. The number that they get is a 7. Now the other team gets to spin the injury card, and they either meet it or beat it. They get a 6. The call on the field is overturned because the challengers had a 7, the other team had a 6, and so the challengers get to pick the result of the 1-9 line, and Strat-o-Matic takes him deep for a home run. The reason that the line would have been a walk is Ellsworth and Strat-o-Matic are both left-handed. Okay? And so the challenge, which was upheld, and the call in the field got overturned, makes it a 3-run homer instead of a walk. Take your injury card out. There it is. And that's going to do it for Mr. Ellsworth. He is finished. Okay. He goes 4 2/3. A good baseball. One mistake to Strat-o-Matic. Hey, anybody could make that. And they're going to bring in Mudcat Grant. Mudcat Grant is the new pitcher. And he'll be facing Frank Robinson to start his day. With 2 outs in the 5th inning, Mudcat Grant pitches a G, and that'll end the inning right there. 3rd out, but the damage is done, and it is 3-0 Heroes over Zeros. Okay. The Heroes are going to get some more bullpen activity up. They're going to get up a big, nasty left-handed pitcher named Sandy Koufax. He gets up in the bullpen, and now we have Zolio Versalis. Versalis spins from Seaver, a B. Versalis spins and walk. We're going to take that away with a respin reroll. Here we go. Versalis has to respin and strikes out. 3rd batter in a row struck out by Tom Seaver. Seaver pitching again to Albee Pearson. Gives him a B. Albee has a B. Spinning. An infield pop-up, a 14. That's 2 outs. To Lou Piniella. Sweet Lou. Here we go. Piniella spins. A 2, which is a ground out. No runs, no hits, nobody left on base. We're through 6. It's 3-0 in favor of the Heroes over the Zeros. Okay. Harmon Killebrew, the designated hitter, is up, and they're going to pinch hit for Killebrew. They're going to pinch hit for Killebrew in this inning with Willie Stargell. That gives the lines to the Heroes. It doesn't really change the card that much. It's a DH, so we're not worried about his defense. Here we go. Mudcat Grant, whoa, we got to give Grant his pips. We didn't do that last time. Grant has 6 pips. Grant is now pitching to Willie Stargell. Stargell spins, a strikeout. 10's a strikeout. Can't respin a strikeout, guys. So what can you say? Good rule. Brings up Dick Allen. Allen gets a B from Jim Mudcat Grant. Allen spins. A walk. Allen's on base again. He's a 34. He's down to 5 pips. Bringing up Ernie Banks, spinning Mudcat. That is a straight up B. Banks will spin his 6th inning spin. Here we go, Ernie. Spins at 12, and he's going to respin that. There's Ernie's respin, and he gets, boy, that's close. I hope you guys can judge as well as I can. I'm looking at it, man, oh man, oh man, you got to make a call here. I'm going to call it an 11-6 line, and Mudcat Grant is a righty, Banks is a righty. I'm giving it as a line, the ground ball up the middle. Here we go, grounder up the middle. The ball is hit to the second baseman. Second baseman Boswell's a 41. Boswell's on an A. So an A moves the runner to second base advance. Banks is out, bringing up Johnny Bench. From Mudcat Grant, Bench gets a double H. Any extra base hit is a home run. Here we go. Johnny Bench. 12, they're going to use his respin. Here's Johnny Bench's respin. A 12-10 line, this right in the middle of the line there, that's going to be a strikeout. Mudcat picks the strikeout. That's his second. No runs. No hits, a runner left on the walk. At the end of 6, it is still 3-0. Okay. And now, coming into pit, well, no, Seaver's got 2 respins. We're going to leave Tom Seaver in. Take that off the board. And that comes, Joe Rudy is now batting. Seaver spins to Rudy. A hit walk minus. Rudy spins. A 6, ground ball up the middle. 1 down. Ron Swoboda spins an F. That's 2 outs. Bring up Jim Spencer. Spencer gets a G, and that is 3 up and 3 down. Tom Terrific is just that today. He is awful good today. He's retired 9 in a row. That brings up Pete Rose from Mudcat Grant. Mudcat Grant. What a great name, huh? But we're going to get some more activity up in the bullpen. To join Billy Mccool out there is going to be Wayne Granger. Wayne Granger is going to join Mccool. So you got a couple of Reds in the bullpen. And they're zeros, man. They're all 0 points. These guys are all stars. They were all stars. And they're 0 points. Here comes Pete Rose. Pete Rose from Mudcat, a B from Mudcat Grant. For Pete Rose, who's 1 for 2 in a walk. And he walks again. Pete leads off the 7th inning with Mudcat's 3rd walk. Pete's at 22 on first base. And that brings up Say Hey Willie. Mudcat spins. A B to Say Hey Willie. Willie spins. A grounder. He's going to use one of his 2 respins. He spins again and gets a fly ball. That's on the 4. Close to the line, but not quite. That's 1 out. Hank Aaron. Mudcat spins to Henry Aaron. And Mudcat spins a G. Henry's already burnt 1 respin. He's going to use his last one right now. Respin that Mudcat. So Henry's out of respins. Grant gives him a B. Henry hoping for a positive result here. Let's go. Henry hits a fly ball to the outfield. 2 down for the difference in the game so far. Strat-o-Matic. Here he comes from Mudcat. A B. B. Strat-o-Matic spins. A single. In fact, it's a pulled single. Hit to right field. And the right fielder out there is, let's look, he is a 23 Swoboda. They'll throw to second base. That means that Pete scampers to third. Strat-o-Matic is a 22. He'll stop at first. Down to 3 pips, bringing up Frank Robinson with 2 outs. The runners on first and third. The pitch from Mudcat Grant is a walk minus. That's called a mechanical respin. So if Robinson's spin lands in the 9, he has to respin that. Here we go. Frank Robinson spins a 10. That's not a 9, Frank. That's a 10. And that's 3 outs. No runs, a hit, 2 runners left on base. After 7 complete, it's still 3-0. Okay. Seaver is still out there, and he's going to continue on. Tom Terrific is looking terrific right now. And here he goes to Kurt Bavacqua. A B to Bavacqua. And Kurt gets a 4. 1 up and 1 down. Ken Boswell's up. Boswell spins a B from Seaver. Boswell spins. A ground ball up the middle for the second out of the inning. 2 away for Don Pavletic. Here comes Pavletic. A B from Pavletic, from Seaver to Pavletic. Pavletic hits a... Okay. We are in one of those situations again. I'm sorry, guys. That's clearly on the 10. I was hoping for a 10-1 line to give these guys their replay option, but that's not going to be the case. That is a strikeout. Sorry to say it, boys, but you're out. And that's the end of the inning. No runs, no hits, nobody left on base. At the end of 7.5, the score is still 3-0. We're going to take Mudcat Grant out of the game. He is finished after 4 2/3. Let's see. So we got 2/3, 2 2/3, 2 1/3. And we're going to bring in Cool Billy Mccool. Billy Mccool is an S2 with no respins. Okay, here he is. And they're going to get another pitcher up in the pen, and it's going to be Ray Herbert to join Wayne Granger. Okay, Willie Stargell is done. Going to take him out and pinch hit with Frank Howard. Yeah, you heard me. Frank Howard is the new DH. He comes in the 8th inning. Here goes Mccool to Frank. Mccool gets a W. That means anything but a walk, and Frank spins again. Spin it, Frank. He spun a single. Single's not a walk. Takes that away, he spins again. Frank spins the second time and hits a double. Frank Howard just hit a pinch hit double. Wow. What a way to greet Cool Billy Mccool, huh? Howard is a 0-0 runner. Sweet Billy is down to, well, let's see, he's 2. He's down to 1 pip. That brings up Dick Allen. Okay. Mccool is finished after nobody to go with, and that's going to bring in Wayne Granger. So Cool Billy is done. Wayne Granger comes in. Now he's an R2 +1, so he actually has a respin. How about that? There we go. So Wayne Granger pitching to Dick Allen. Here's Richie Allen, Dick Allen. A B, Allen with a runner on second base. Allen spins. A 12, he is going to use one of his 2 respins. Why this guy isn't in the Hall of Fame, I'll never know. I have a 6-5 line. Had Billy Mccool been in, it would have been a triple, but because Granger came in, it's a grounder up the middle. Let's see where it's hit to. It's hit to the shortstop side. Let's see what happens here. And he holds at second base. So Allen is out. That's 1 out. Ernie Banks from Wayne Granger. A B to Banks. Banks spins and he walks. Ernie Banks draws the walk. Puts him at first base. He is a 1-1. That brings up Johnny Bench. Bench has already used his respin too, so you got nothing. You got a walk minus B line. They're going to take the walk minus. Johnny Bench spins. An 8, he's already used his respin, so that is 2 outs. And that brings up Pete Rose with runners on first and second. Granger to Rose. Pete gets a B, spin the batter. 14-point card right here. Rose spins a single. Granger's using his respin. Pete spins. A 2, that's a ground out for the 3rd out. All right. We're in the top of the 9th inning. And Seaver is still going strong. I mean strong, man. Here we go. Tom Seaver up. Pitching against the top of the order. 1, 2, and 3. Zolio Versalles, Albee Pearson, and Lou Piniella. Seaver spins. And he spins a BX line. Zolio Versalles, Tom Seaver, both righties. Seaver will take the B. They're not going to challenge it. They don't need him hurt. They're going to let Zolio spin. Zolio spins. An infield pop-up. 1 down. Probably should have challenged it, but I had a good feeling we were going to get a hit. Here's Seaver pitching to Albee Pearson. That's on the K, my friend. That is the first time Seaver spun that K all day. And that's 2 down for Sweet Lou Piniella. Seaver to Piniella. Hit minus. Piniella spins. A hit minus. Spins again. And gets a ground ball out for the end of the inning and the end of the game. Final score, Heroes 3, Zeros nothing. Winning pitcher, Tom Seaver, who pitched the last 5 innings of the game. Losing pitcher will be Dick Ellsworth, who did a fine job, but just couldn't control that controversial replay call. So anyway, that's the final. Great ball game. Took about a half hour to play. Hope you enjoyed it. Let's get to the post-game show. What do you say? Well, welcome to the post-game show from the Heroes and the Zeros ball game. Hashtag Kevin Nash. Kevin Nash, I hope you saw this. Anyway, what a ball game. I mean, what did you expect? What did I expect? I didn't expect anything. I've played this game too many times to know better than to expect anything. But there's something happened that I did not expect. I did not expect a no-hitter. So those of you that are watching, you didn't see me get real excited about it and real pumped up about it, but I am. I was trying to hold it back the entire game that they combined between Fidrich, Palmer, and Seaver, a combined no-hitter. They did allow 3 walks. one to Pearson, one to, who else got walked? Pearson walked twice, and Kurt Bavakwa walked once. So 3 walks given up by him, but not a hit. They struck out a total of 8 times. 8 strikeouts, 3 walks, no hits, no earned runs, a shutout. And the only run scored in the game was on an instant replay reversal of a call, a challenge of a call using the new rule with the injury card, where the Heroes spun a 7 to the Zeros spinning a 6, overturning a home run walk line, a 9-1 line from a. I mean, here's what's his name, Ellsworth, pitching to Sadahar-O, and he's cruising. Ellsworth is cruising, and he gets that 1-9 line. Overturned home run, ball game, 3-0. Now, what did you expect? I mean, I didn't expect anything. I've seen it too many times. But let me tell you what I did learn. 0-point players can be stout. You saw on their lineup pretty much an all-star team that doesn't cost anything. So, as something you may want to do is play heroes and zeros. It's just a fun game. I'm going to tell you that in a long season, you do 10 games between these two teams, 9 out of 10 of these games are going to be won, and pretty much won soundly by the heroes. But don't underestimate the zeros. They had a very, very good lineup out there. I mean, you had MVPs, you had all-stars, you had borderline Hall of Famers, you had great, great players for 0 points. So don't think that just because somebody doesn't cost any points that he's not a good player. So what we hope to do in this game was just have a great time and let you make some opinions and some insights on the big guys and the little guys. I mean, we had guys on that Heroes team that were 20 plus points. Sadahar-O, Willie Mays, what'd they do? Well, Sadahar-O won the game, and Willie Mays scored one of the runs that won the game. Used a ton of respins. I'll tell you what, the pitchers used them all except Seaver. Seaver had a ball game, guys. Seaver came in the 5th inning and got 15 consecutive batters out. I don't care who they are. That's quite a feat. See, 15 consecutive batters out. What a ball game. So anyway, that'll do it from the Cincinnati Razorback room as far as this game goes. Let me tell you what I do have, though. I've just completed this set. What you got to watch, the Heroes and Zeros, is in the set called the Expansion Set. It's a set of almost 500 cards, and if you want it, give me a call or email me. You can call me at 479-263-3036, or you can email me at warhammerworld@hotmail.com. Like us on Facebook. Have you guys been to the new Facebook page with the Star Power Baseball Facebook page by John down in Pennsylvania? Made the Facebook page for us. I'd like to welcome all of our new members to the Facebook group. Y'all are wonderful. We put out some games this week, 3 or 4 new games out. We're up to, probably 15 or 16 games out there in the country right now, from California to New York, and from Michigan to Texas. We got the whole country covered, guys. Thank you very much. Join us again next time on another episode of Star Power Baseball.
We all want to be space pirates. Hey! 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 We are space pirates. And now you're all space pirates too.